Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Al-Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, if this is not talking about the you-know-what, I don't know what is. I don't know what this is all about. So I'm just going to play it and just listen.
Words, young males, young teenagers, 20 to 30-year-old males is reporting on this, and everybody needs to understand what this is. So Apple is going to be rolling out their technology that can control Apple-specific devices such as iPhones and Vision Pro through human brain waves. Apple is the #1 seller of cell phones in the world. It's the most popular phone by
human brain waves is you get the term biometric. Bio meaning the body, your body, and metric meaning measure.
By far is the iPhone. This correlates with what I've discussed in regards to how this is going to be marketed via different corporations. Apple with their iPhone having their own brain-computer interface. Elon Musk with Neuralink. It's all the same technology. It's called brain-computer interface. You will be able to control your phones with your brains. The technology is going to enable iPhone users to control their devices using neural signals which are captured by brain implants. And again, this is not...
No, most Jakes are not going to accept the brain implant. A lot of Edomites will, because it's part of the technology. They want to be more, they want to be on top of the game, so to speak. So they're willing. I see a lot of Edomites, especially Gen Zers, you know, these younger college, you know, senior college people, what is it, from 18 to 34, whatever the age span is. I can see a lot of them getting the procedure done, and they're going to make it with a procedure, you know, you go in the same day, you're there, you're in there, you're in and out in 2 hours. They're going to have testimonials of people that got it. They're going to have, I can see them having celebrities and sports personalities pushing it, certain Jakes. I see Jakes getting it in the brain, but I don't see too many Jakes getting it in the brain. They say, no, I ain't with that. But they'll say, well, you can get it in the hand. You know, you might say no, and you might miss a few, you know. Well, it's not just about meals. It's about participating in the system, which everything's going to be digital. So I don't know what we're going to do. You know what we're going to do? We're going to trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. We'll be guided by Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai.
Not technology that's developed by Apple or Tesla. This is military mind control applications being released through corporations. This is DARPA's creation. This is a creation of the deep state. And they tell you that you'll be able to...
For you dummy Israelites out there, you fake ass Israelites that say, well, these are private companies. You know, the beast is supposed to be the government. Well, guess what? Every company, CEOs, CFOs, every corporation, every company becomes a part of the state or a part of the beast. This is why they're called CEOs, chief executive officers. Officer of what? Of their corporations, because they're connected to the corporate U.S. CFOs, corporate financial, CEOs, chief executive officers, CFOs, chief financial officers, COOs, chief operating officer. They're officers of a corporate army, which is connected. That's why you have CEOs that can get fired. The guy could be the founder of the company, He goes public with it, makes it. He's connected to the U.S., which connected to the beast. So he invented the whole. He came up with this business, right? He becomes CEO. He gets ousted. Somebody else comes up and takes his place. Now that happened to the founder of what is this? Papa John's. The founder of it, he became the CEO, and he got pushed out. I forget what he did, and they put another CEO up in there. They did the same thing with Uber. You had the one CEO, then they ousted him, and they got another CEO. This current CEO is of Arab descent. So if you say, well, this is not talking about the MOTB, because these are private corporations. No, they're not. They're part of the government. Once they become public, they're private corporations. They go public. So let's listen.
Control these devices with your brain waves. But the reality of the matter is that they'll be able to control your brain. Most people out there think, well, you'll be controlling a computer. I'll be able to think something. It'll pop up on my computer screen. It's going to work the other way. And this is biblical. This is all part of sorcery and witchcraft. Elon Musk's Neuralink company, this is the same technology as what Apple is going to be doing at the end of 2025, has their brain chip, and they're calling it telepathy.
He said it's all biblical. Yeah, Revelation 13:16. This is my favorite subject, by the way.
Which will enable telepathic communication. The chip is designed to intercept brain signals and retransmit them to other parts of the body or to devices like computers. So they're even saying that they're intercepting brain signals. What they're not telling you is that they could send signals to your brain. So Elon Musk filed a trademark for telepathy and telekinesis. Now, why is this important? Why is Apple doing this? Why are they talking about controlling your phone with your mind? Because as Elon Musk has said, as I've told people on my channel for years, the cell phone is going to be obsolete by 2030. Smartphones are going to become obsolete. BCIs are the way forward. That's out of Elon Musk's mouth. That's out of all of these corporations, these tech companies have talked about BCIs are the way forward, but most people don't understand what that is. They are moving the technology inside of your body. Neuralink's BCI will be just like Apple's BCI, which can connect to the internet wirelessly, which means that you will be able to connect to the internet wirelessly. You will be a part of what is called the Internet of Bodies. And I believe this has everything to do with the mark of the beast. Remember in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 through 18.
Why can this man see it? And he sounds like he needed mine. Why can he see it and Jake can't see it? What does it say in Luke? The children of this world are wiser in their generation than the children of light. The children of light are the Israelites. So when this technology is introduced to the whole planet, Jake's not going to know what to do, whether to accept it or not. You know?
Very important for everybody out there. Everybody, whether you believe or not. Maybe this will make you a believer as you see this play out in front of you. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Is it a coincidence that the very first Apple computer sold for $666.66? If you don't believe me, let's...
Fact. And he's going to prove it. Steve, what's his name? Wozniak. He set the retail price for the first Apple, the Apple One, for $666.66. And he said he's a mathematician, so they like to deal with repeated numbers, which is bullshit. This guy, Wozniak and Jobs, they would be the Wright brothers of the computer age, let's say.
Steve Wozniak tell you himself, who was one of the co-creators of Apple.
Over here, we've got the very first computer we ever built. I hand-wired the entire bottom, soldered it all together. That was an Apple I, the first Apple I computer ever.
Steve Wozniak. They both call Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak. He's a chubby-looking guy. Kind of look like a Mexican, but he's a small hat. Stephen Jobs also is a small hat.
Those were the most incredible times. The summer that I built the Apple I computer, I was totally aware that a revolution was close to starting. Steve Jobs came into town. He'd pop into town, see what I was up to, the latest thing I designed for fun, and then he'd somehow turn them into some money for both of us. So Steve Jobs went in to sell him some of our little boards that we built for $20. He said, no, they want to buy the thing ready to go. It cost us $250 to build maybe. We'd sell it for $5.
Steve Jobs was the business guy. This guy was the creator. The spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai got on him to make this thing called a computer. And the Most High used Stephen Jobs to be the bit to promote it. To promote it. He's a promoter. He promotes the product. That's why they became multi-millionaires, billionaires.
100, and then the retail price was $666.66 because I, as a mathematician, like repeating digits, and that was what it should be.
That's him speaking, right? By the way, you can go to Google, and you can type it into Google and say what was the retail price of the Apple One, the first Apple run, or one. What was the retail price, not the wholesale price, the retail price? And it said that the first motherboard, so to speak, was made for $20. So they made thousands in profits. 1,000% in profits. You know, if it's 20 and you sold the first computer, wholesale was for 500. Boy, that's a lot of money. You become a multi-millionaire very quickly.
So he tells you that it was just kind of a coincidence because he likes rounding numbers while he gives you a crap-eating grin, right? That is not done coincidentally. These things are revealed to us. So why is this important? Think about the number 666, the connection to Apple. Apple now bringing the phone inside of the body. Neuralink being the future of phones. The smartphone will be obsolete. Yet we live in a world where 80.4% of Americans, as of this year, 273 million people shop online. And what was the quote from Revelation? What does Scripture tell us? That you will not be able to buy or sell without having the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if 80% of Americans in 2024 are shopping online, we see more stores closing. We see Amazon and these corporations selling food and things online, delivering food to your door. You don't even have to go to the grocery anymore. They're making it almost that you never have to leave your home, so you stay imprisoned inside of your home. And that number in 2024, by the year 2030, will probably be 100% of Americans and 100% of people around the world, which is why they're so hell-bent on hooking these Starlinks up in every single continent, including countries that want nothing to do with the internet. Remember as well, while the internet itself may be a creation of DARPA, the birth of the web took place at
countries that don't want to have anything to do with the internet. They're gonna have they're gonna change. They're gonna have a change of heart. Trust me.
CERN, the birth of the web, the World Wide Web. What is the logo for CERN, for starters? Very clear to see the number 666 in the logo for CERN.
Go Google, put in CERN, hit images, and you'll see stylized 666.
Hebrew, www, World Wide Web, birthed at CERN. In Hebrew, it translates.
Yeah, wah. It's a 6 in a Hebrew alphabet. Ba, ga, da, ha, wa. Wa is 6. Wah, or www is 666.
To 666. Now, the next thing to remember is something that often gets overlooked. How they've been talking about 6G wireless tech using human bodies for energy. Most people don't get what that means. Can electricity from the human body replace batteries? Scientists want to use people as antennas. This is often overlooked in the movie The Matrix, where most people believe that they're awake and they're red-pilled. And
Once you get that chip in your head, your brain, or you get in your hand, commit any crime, it's like pre-crime. You can't escape. You escape to Mexico. They know that you're in Mexico. They know that whether you're in Tijuana, Mexico City, Oaxaca, any place in Mexico, they know where you are. They know what they can track you down to the hotel room that you're staying in. He just went to this restaurant down the street. We're gonna get him right there. So, you can't bust in the stores no more because everything is going to be locked down. You need the chip to buy and sell.
Understand what's going on. Back when The Matrix came out, a lot of people didn't know where we were headed and what the symbolism in that film was, where he says turning you into this, right? Turning you into a battery.
The Matrix. Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
That's what this is right here. That's what you're seeing. And remember, in witchcraft, energy is the key element in witchcraft. Witchcraft, Satanists, the rituals that they do, they harvest energy. And now you yourself are going to be turned into that battery because you're going to be operating on the Internet of Bodies. This technology is going to be inside of you. And they're telling you this with things like you and AI as one, Elon Musk, X as humanity's collective consciousness, creating a neural lace is the thing that really matters for humanity to achieve symbiosis with machines. These are some clips, including ones I've shown you before, where you could just see what the future looks like with the phone inside of the body, including recently on Black Mirror, them showing you what this looks like, how you are now going to have symbiosis with machines. This is the mixing of iron and clay. This is a creation of DARPA. It's not a creation of Apple. It's not a creation of Tesla. Those people are pretending to...
He said the mixing of iron and clay. He's partially quoting from Daniel chapter 2. You can start the 40th verse on down. Iron and miry clay. It's not talking about what he just said. He's wrong on that. We know what that's talking about. Christians don't. Scholars don't. When you go to Daniel 2, verse 40 on down, they get lost. They can tell you the other parts of the statue, the head of gold, the breasts of silver, and so forth. They can tell you that. They can tell you the Roman Empire, but when they get to that 40th verse, it's a Roman Catholic Church. It's Vatican City.
Be corporations selling you a product. Because if the government showed up at your door and told you to put this technology in your body, 0% of the population would do it. They've eased you along, getting you comfortable with technology, making you want more technology, making life easier by telling you, well, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, get this tech, you can do things this way, everything.
It'll be trendy for most Americans, especially the, Gen Z generation. Or I guess Gen meaning generation. Generation Z is that's going to be a trendy thing.
Think simpler, right? That's one of the key concepts.
We find out that most Americans are, they basically, you look at them like cattle, like Goyim cattle. They possess a herd mentality. You get some charismatic guy, tell them this, that, and the third. They like this guy, what's his name? Charlie Kirk. He's a Pied Piper. Had a lot of young college-age people following him. They on Alex Jones' show the other day, they compared him to the Messiah. Oh, he's the next Messiah. See, the guy was just a debater, college debater. Got a lot of debaters out there. Just a debater.
Concepts and how they've marketed technology. Make it easier. Why do you need cash? Why do you need a wallet anymore? Do everything on your phone, but at the same time telling you that your phone is going to be obsolete.
Absorbing their thoughts on your own?
Yes, we've been working together.
How?
They wanted to coexist with humans. This is a simple program they wrote, man's your state. Unity of mind.
Be the usual, kind of the most common interface. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
The U.S. government's defense...
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. It's MOTB, my favorite subject.
Advanced Research Projects Agency to develop what they call next generation non-surgical neurotechnology designed to allow the human brain to directly interface with machines.
Know that DARPA is exploring human-machine interfaces that include direct connections between the brain and outside systems.
We could have a sensor maybe on the surface of our head, or maybe implanted somewhere in our body, in our brain, or something that allows us to interact directly with our communications gear, our processing gear, our weapons system.
That's the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. Like I said, you other camps that can't see it, either you sold out or the Most High just blinded you. If you claim you got the Holy Spirit pursuant to St. John 14, St. John 16, and Acts 19 and 2, you would be able to see everything. So maybe your leaders sold out. Maybe they see it crystal clearly, and you go along with it because you deem that this man is a great leader. Now, if you're part of the elect, you're gonna protest against him pushing it. We're gonna see who's real or not. We're gonna see who took the bag. If your leader says go ahead, ain't nothing wrong with it, ain't the mark of the beast, don't listen to them clowns at GMS. No, you better listen to them clowns at GMS. Everybody's gonna be shaken up. I keep saying this.
And so on. You put this sensor on, and you think
the right. Be telling me all the time. When you see a video, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 hits, 10,000, 50,000 hits, or whatever. Like on Nate, it might be 40,000, 50,000 hits. If it's 50,000 hits, more than 48,000, 49,000 are there to be entertained. A lot of these people watch, a lot of these jakes watch the videos, whether it be GMS, IUICI, SPKO, whatever, Sakari, or whatever. A lot of these people don't take this thing serious. It's just another form of entertainment to them. Just another form of entertainment. So when the chip comes, they used to listen to one guy that's saying, "Oh, you don't have it. You can take it. Nothing wrong with that." They'll take it because they're not. Their eyes are not open.
Right way, and you can increase the speed of the fan by thinking and controlling that thought with direct-to-mind or mind-machine interfacing.
But there are those who believe that this same technology could also be used by DARPA as a new form of mind control. Like their counterparts at the CIA, DARPA-funded researchers have spent decades investigating how the human mind can be altered. Project Pandora, which studied the possibility of using microwave radiation to control human behavior. But DARPA's investigation of how machines can affect and possibly control the brain continues to this day.
There are explicit programs of DARPA to read and write to human brains.
We can send instructions and information to an actual person distance with this kind of technology to let another person control their actions.
DARPA may possess the technology to remotely control the human mind. A more permanent kind of mind control technology is looming, and it involves modifying the human brain by altering the human body.
And you put these pieces together,
that can be injected.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants.
Because you all will have implants. That's, what's this guy? Carl Schwab, the former head of the WEF, World Economic Forum. He said you will all have implants. So they know full well that this is the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. And why us over here at GMS, why we keep putting up videos on dealing with the subject? Because it's the next big major event before the deliverance and the utter destruction of this man's system and the kingdom.
Hello, Bethany speaking.
What are you doing?
This is Bethany. Can you hear me?
Well, you're right in front of me.
But can you hear me down the phone?
Distribution points are all over the city.
You and AI as one. You and the phone as one. The mark of the beast. And Apple, just like you're going to hear in the future, I've said this for a couple of years. All of these companies, from Samsung to Nokia to Apple to Tesla, who also has their own cell phone, they're all going to market you the same thing. They're going to make smartphones obsolete by design, just like they've made flip phones obsolete by design, where they've phased people out, where they said, we're not going to let you run on 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. In fact, we'll give you a free phone just to get you on the 5G network. Well, if everything is going to run through the phone, where you won't be able to go to an airport because you won't get a boarding pass anymore. I just talked about that, right? They're not letting people print boarding passes. They want you to use your phone. Go to a concert, go to a sporting event.
Yeah, they showed you that in the Black Mirror. I believe it. Well, all you got to do is go to Black Mirror and type in airport scene. Airport scene. I may bring it up. And it's the so-called white woman. She's trying to board a plane for a girlfriend's wedding, but her social score was low, and she got a little upset. And right in front of her eyes, the social score went lower and lower and lower, and she couldn't board the plane. And they had an super obnoxious black woman getting her riled up. If you hadn't watched that video, please watch it.
Phone. Well, if they're telling you the phone's going to be obsolete.
And it was through her phone. She kept looking at her phone. Her phone was connected to the super obnoxious black woman. You know, she saw the fact that her social score went down and her phone went down. There were people behind her that took their smartphones out. And if you ever drove for Uber or any of these, what do you call them? Tech, whatever you call them. App-based companies, you have a score. You know, you can give somebody a bad score, good score, medium score.
Like the guy at Nokia said. What do you think they're telling you? That all of a sudden we're going to go back to living in the Stone Ages? We're going to go back to living like Little House on the Prairie? No. They're telling you that the phone is going to be obsolete, but the technology's not, because you're going to become one with the phone. And this...
Right. There was one of the WEF meetings, World Economic Forum meeting. I believe it was 2001, because remember they canceled it. Either it was 2020 or 2021. It was either 2021 or 2022 where they had the WEF meeting again, and they had I believe he was the president or CEO of. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find it. Look up if it's there out there. And he mentioned this guy was the CEO, if I'm not mistaken, CEO or president. He said the day is going to come where all phones will be obsolete and your smartphone technology will be put in your body. I'm merely paraphrasing what he said. So you got to look for it yourself. I'm not going to do the homework for you.
is the mark of the beast. Apple Intelligence, don't forget, while they roll this technology out, they're revealing themselves through signs and symbols, as they all do. The logo.
Let's not forget, this was weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, a month ago. They had a meeting. Trump had called a meeting of these tech guys. Bill Gates was there. Zuckerberg was there and some others. Elon Musk wasn't there, but these are all tech people. So the people that he invited to dinner were all tech people, and they're going to work together. Everything's going to be standardized.
For Apple Intelligence, what is it? It's a heptagram. It's used in the symbol as the symbol for Aleister Crowley's occult thelema. It is the symbol of Babylon, the mother of abominations.
Now, the guy speaking, he's not going to tell you that that's America. He won't tell you that. He's not going to say Babylon when you read about the city, Babylon, that great city, or Babylon the Great. He's not going to tell you that's America. That's America.
Been told that artificial intelligence is summoning the demon. Apple even tells you we're selling you our products with a logo of an apple with a bite in it. What do you think the bite represents? It represents the forbidden fruit that's referenced in the Bible, biting of the forbidden fruit, the forbidden knowledge. This is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's quietly happening, and they're desensitizing people through mind control, making people think, well, it's just a test run. This technology is already ready. It's done. It's complete. It's about convincing you and phasing you into the tech. It's all at the end of 2025. Okay, so keep hearing stories about how Apple's doing it, just like you'll keep hearing stories about how Neuralink is doing the same exact thing, and they're running experiments. Oh, but it's for somebody with Parkinson's disease, so we should all allow this technology to the mother of abominations.
Listen up.
We've been told that artificial intelligence is summoning the demon. Apple even tells you we're selling you our products with a logo of an apple with a bite in it. What do you think the bite represents? It represents the forbidden fruit that's referenced in the Bible, biting of the forbidden fruit, the forbidden knowledge. This is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's quietly happening, and they're desensitizing people through mind control, making people think, well, it's just a test run. This technology is already ready. It's done. It's complete. It's about convincing you and phasing you into the tech. It's all at the end of 2025. Okay, so keep hearing stories about how Apple's doing it, just like you'll keep hearing stories about how Neuralink is doing the same exact thing, and they're running experiments. Oh, but it's for somebody with Parkinson's disease, so we should all allow this tech. It represents the forbidden fruit that's referenced in the Bible, biting of the forbidden fruit, the forbidden knowledge. This is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's quietly happening, and they're desensitizing people through mind control, making people think, well, it's just a test run. This technology is already ready. It's done. It's complete. It's about convincing you and phasing you into the tech. It's all at the end of 2025. Okay, so keep hearing stories about how Apple's doing it.
You mentioned by the end of 2025. We're at the end of 2025. Here it is, another week and change. We'll be in October, November, December. We're 3 months away, 3 months and change away from 2026. And I believe they're going to start really pushing.
Just like you'll keep hearing stories about how Neuralink is doing the same exact thing, and they're running experiments. Oh, but it's for somebody with Parkinson's disease, so we should all allow this technology to exist, because now the guy with Parkinson's can speak through a computer, and everyone goes, well, who are you to say? This poor guy lived his life like this, and now, he should be allowed to have that technology. Without, of course, the people saying, well, how did he get Parkinson's? They looking up at the spraying in the sky or the chemicals in the food? Of course not. Of course not. The future is brain-computer interface, mixing iron and clay, making you a human cyborg. And for people that don't see
not mixing iron and clay, he doesn't know. That's not talking about that. Talking about NATO and EU nations.
Tie in with the mark of the beast. You need to think about how we're in a world where we're moving every single day towards having to buy and sell using a phone, making cash obsolete, making it so you have to have a phone if you want to buy a product from a store. We don't want cash anymore. We don't want coins. We don't want check.
Yeah, when I went to the DMV had to renew my license. So now you're good for 8 years. So I'm good until 2033. And I had to give, when I came in, the Jake woman gave me the ticket. She said you were supposed to make an appointment, but she let me slide. She said, hey, take a ticket and they'll call you. And I was in and out, and I don't know, 25 minutes, a half an hour, which is cool. But I had to give my smartphone number, my cell phone number. She said, give me your cell phone number. Then when I talked to the guy at the desk, I had to give the cell phone number again. I had to write at one time on the application that said, your phone number is optional. It's not optional now. You got to give it up. Because eventually your driver's license, your insurance, your registration is all going to be on your smartphone. Then eventually it's going to be on your chip. Police officer stops you. Put your right hand out, whatever, forehead. He scans and everything pops up. Your name, your address, whether you're insured. Remember back in the day, insurance companies didn't report if you didn't have money when you first, when we were kids. You'd be driving a car for about a month without insurance till you get some money up. But they changed all that shit now. Now insurance companies are required to report you. So you're driving around for 2-3 weeks. They send DMV send you a letter. Oh, you got to turn your plates for 3 weeks, or you got to pay X amount of money per each day. And you can't do it twice because nope, you can't pay no more. You got to turn the plates in. I had times where I had to actually turn. They wouldn't take the money. They said, nope, you got to turn your plates in.
Next, we don't want credit cards. So if we're moving towards a world where everything's going to be done by the phone, but they're also telling you the phone is going to be gone and obsolete, then we're talking about the mark of the beast. The signs and the symbols are all around us. So Apple is going to be testing this out by the end of the year. You're going to hear more and more stories about miracles that are occurring. The next frontier of phones is going to be the brain implant standard, as some of the articles out there are saying.
Talking about the brain implant. It's the hand too, because people are not going to accept the brain implant, but they will accept the hand implant.
And how this type of technology is saving lives and making life easier and making humans superhumans. Kind of like the programming you've gotten over the years with the superhero films. Super artificial intelligence. It's you and AI together. You're hearing about AI right now. But if you're paying attention, they're also talking about the future of super AI. The super AI is you and AI merged together. And the mark of the beast, when you're unsavable, when you have the mark of the beast, where the Bible even tells you that there'll be men who seek death and cannot find death, because in those times when they have the mark of the beast, think about that, because you won't be human anymore. Because
that's not talking about that. He's quoting out of Revelation 9. That's talking about something else.
This type of technology edits your genetic code. So you're no longer a single creation of God. You're a manipulated creation, because they're manipulating what your DNA is. Your DNA is specific and unique to you. Every
person
has
got a lot of these born-againers that quote prophetic scriptures, and they'll pull out a verse. Then if you say, well, what does 3 verses above that say? Or what does a whole chapter say? They don't know. They're good at that. They'll throw out a prophetic scripture and not go deep into it, because they don't understand the prophetic parts, the prophetic books of the scriptures. Only we understand it. The GMS.
Your own specific DNA.
Even the other camp don't understand it fully.
Everybody. That's how they solve all these crimes, right? Somebody committed a crime, they get their DNA, it goes back to one individual, identical match, right? And that's the end of the case, because they got your DNA. Well, God made us that way. They're changing that. They're creating a race of cyborgs. Like those tweets from Elon Musk. Access humanity's collective consciousness, creating Neuralace, achieving symbiosis with machines. Apple's next. You'll hear Samsung in the future. You'll hear AT&T. You'll hear Verizon. All of them are going to start talking about this. They're
all of these phones, smartphones, use the same. When you charge your phone up, it's a C-type. C-type. The last laptop I got, we're talking what, 3 years ago? It's still kind of new to me, but I got that computer, that laptop, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe more than that. It's a C-type to charge it.
Sensitizing you to it. Every day you hear a story about it, and then you hear the successes of it and how great it is. That's what they're doing right now at Neuralink. Then you'll hear more and more about the future of the phone and how this technology can make you achieve more, spend less time doing this, less things.
See, I'm going to close it. Nero Trump, when he was the president of 45, number 45, he wasn't. He didn't want to have anything to do with Bitcoin and digital money. But now he's for it. That was part of his campaign. He's 100% for it. Remember, he called a meeting about 3 weeks to a month ago. He called these tech people together. He's just a front man, and that's what people don't understand. He's just a front man. People are saying, let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. If they get rid of him, you're going to have another front man. That's all. Hey, they keep saying that if, Charlie, what's his name? Charlie Kirk, if they didn't do what they did to him, and we don't even know if he's dead or alive. What you're talking about CGI and AI. But anyway, you can see that they were grooming him to be the president. He's this young guy. He's 31. He wouldn't qualify to be president for another 4 years. And that's what they do. They'll get a cult of personality type figure, and you believe everything he says, and then they turn the tables on you. Because you people are a bunch of sheeple. Sheeple people.
Anxiety, less this, better health, manage under your skin, right? You could detect cancer ahead of time because you have this tech in your body. You could detect heart disease in the future. Working people.
Well, if you ate the right foods and you exercised, you wouldn't have to worry about cancer. People that get cancer are people that are out of shape, that eat garbage, and so forth. That smoke cigarettes. Hey, so anyway.
Into the mark of the beast through mind control propaganda. That's what we're headed towards. I thank everybody for being here.
Anyway, that's it. Shalom. On to the next.